And look at that. OBS said we had an encoding overload. Well, nothing was happening. Only when that happens. You know, I don't think we've gotten a banana in this game. Unbelievable. Calling into the night. Speaking of calling to the night, we're starting a little late tonight. It's also Saturday. So, it's probably going to be a little quieter. Blue Point. Calling to the... Sneeve. Data load. Oh, it's time to play Metal Gear 2 Snake Eater. Poot. So, last time, we got caught. So this time, we're gonna be beaten the fuck out of.
Tell me!
Stop it!
Who have you been talking to?
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
You'd better start talking.
Please, stop this!
Who is Khrushchev's lapdog?
How can you do this to him?
I know you gave the data to someone.
Never do it
You!
like that.
Well, that one caught up on the mic. Yo, we're naked?
I guess he's dead.
Not just naked. No, paint naked.
Now then, I hope you'll prove more entertaining than he was. But first, let's take a look at your body, shall we? What a beautiful body you have. Like a newborn baby.
When I was just a baby.
But not for long. Well then, let's get started.
Ow.
What is your target? Is it the Shagohod? Or Sokolov? Or maybe it's the Legacy? Answer me!
It's kind
Who
of
is
dark.
helping you? Who let you in here?
You did.
You're a tough one, but even you must have your limits. And I am a patient man.
Oh. Ow.
Here's where the fun really begins. My body carries an electric charge of 10 million volts. Let's see how you like this. Now answer me. How much does the CIA know?
Oh well.
They're after my legacy, aren't they? Your real target is the Philosopher's Legacy, isn't it?
But yeah, I just learned about that a minute ago. Sneeve.
Yes.
Little
Let
pee-pee boy.
yourself go. That's what I want to see.
It's no use. He's not going to talk. He's been trained not to break. Trained by me.
Admit it! We're after the location of the legacy! The secret fund established by the three great powers during the 2 world wars. That's what you're looking for, isn't it?
Why are you telling me about it? I didn't even know what it was
$100
before.
billion, divided up and hidden all over the world. And you're looking for a record of where all that money is hidden, right? No matter. The Philosopher's legacy is safely in my possession, in the underground vault of Groznygrad. You'll never lay a finger on it. What's this? A transmitter? Who's responsible for this?
Well,
I am. I planted it on him to keep track of his movements.
oh,
Why?
So the Cobras could ambush him.
I
If they
want you to-
knew where he was gonna be, they wouldn't have gotten themselves slaughtered. It pains me to do this, boss, but under the circumstances, I'm afraid I must ask you to show me some proof that you and he were not in collusion.
You don't trust me, is that it?
Not that, but he is your apprentice.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see.
You afraid, little pee-pee boy?
Cut out his eyes. I don't like those blue eyes of his. There's nothing more important to a soldier than his eyes. You made him a soldier, and now you will unmake him. Yes, it'll make for a touching display. He's all yours. Do it!
Don't do that.
Ruin him, just as he did the Cobras.
That's true.
Stop!
What is it, Tanya?
He's suffered enough.
Well, well. Why are you protecting him? That smell.
That smelly smell.
Tatiana, you're the spy.
What are you talking about?
I know that smell.
Rude.
Stop it!
Taking a fancy to her, eh, Ocelot?
No, I have no interest in this woman. I want to test her. I'll let this be the judge.
Do as you like.
I've fed up with this world.
That's true. He is more interested in Snake. Ow.
There. Satisfied now?
Well, that was refreshing. Come, we're going to my room.
So you survived the Colonel's torture, eh?
We're going to my room to play with my toys.
Watching this has made me realize something.
I like doing this.
It's really not that bad. It's the ultimate form of expression. You got lucky this time, Tatiana.
I needed that.
Run!
144.75.
I've prepared an escape route for us. Go out and head west. Pass underneath the connecting passageway and go north. You'll find an open manhole there.
You're...
Quiet! Go through the manhole down into the sewers. The door at the north end of the sewers is unlocked. You can use it to get outside the fortress. I've got your equipment. We'll meet up later.
Eva...
But I can't get too close to your cell. You'll have to figure a way out of there yourself. I'll be in touch.
I mean, absolutely true. Like, the first thing Volgin did when he saw me as Rykov was just grab my dick. Like, #1 priority there. I'm in pain.
Time to eat!
Food? Whoa, a fork! Hey, buddy. Nasty.
What's all that noise? What are you doing?
This guy's got a J on his head. A rat. He just eats it like a big wad of spaghetti.
Huh? What's all that noise? What are you doing?
Impressed. Why not call my friends? Let's call our friends.
The homegirl just went.
Snake?
Major,
You're all right.
I wouldn't say all right, but at least I'm alive.
That's good enough.
But they took all my weapons and equipment from me.
Well, you've still got your radio and medical items with you.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Perhaps Volgin's not finished with you just yet.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished with him yet either.
Major.
Snake, you've got to escape from that cell somehow. There must be a way. Use your head.
Ready to save, Snake?
Yeah.
Snake.
Oops. My mouth hurts when I talk. Okay, Teeson. Tell me a story. You ever heard of Renfield? Is that a movie? It's the name of the character. Eating the spiders. Change the channel. Dracula! I'll try. The door is open. I didn't mean to, like, cut off the dialogue. Oh, they did? That's neat. You okay there, boy?
Oh, oh, my stomach. Oh, 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 I can't hold it anymore.
Poop?
Did you manage to escape?
Yeah, I'm out.
Be careful. In your present state, you're practically naked. You
Snake.
don't have a single decent weapon, and you'll never survive in a battle. Take some time and pull yourself together. Eva says she's recovered your equipment, so rendezvous with her as soon as possible to get your gear back. Use the escape route Eva set up for you. Go down into the sewers through the manhole in the northwest section of Groznygrad. Start out by exiting the holding cells and heading northwest.
It's coming out. Wow. I didn't think that was possible.
You do your thing, man.
I need you to fly. I'm depending on you to fly.
Alright, I need the map. See where I'm going here. So,
I'm a whore.
yeah. Alright, I'm here. There's our little entrance. And we head to northwest. So right there. So it looks like we go through one of those doors, out that way, up that way, and then we're in. Yeah, some gray rectangles. This map is fantastic. Alright. Which way from here? Just straight up that way. Fuck. That's true, I could go to the original camera. Alright, is there a door over there? Oh, that dude looked straight at me. Man. What the? Did you see that? Alright. That dude's taking a shit. Alright, so over there, look like they're looking this way from the giant spotlight. Man, every time I try to, like choke someone, I just fucking deck them. There we go. What's the news?
Snake, you're already in the sewers?
Surprisingly, I didn't get caught up there.
I just got down here. I'm coming to meet you now. The door at the north end is open, right?
Snake?
Let me guess. There's a problem.
Yeah.
What is it this time?
The Colonel found out you escaped.
Shit.
I figured as much.
Yeah, and now all of Grozny Grad is on red alert.
Just my luck. But once I'm out of the fortress...
I mean, I did have a temporary get caught, but it was just the one guy.
When the fortress went on red alert, they sealed off the sewers.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm serious. And that means the escape route I laid out is
sealed off, too.
Right. And they just sent a unit out looking for you.
Down here?
Uh-huh. They'll be there any minute now. You've got to get out quick.
But isn't the exit sealed off?
You should be able to get out by heading straight north. Book it, Snake. If they find you, you're dead.
I got my fucking defensive gear right here. crashing. Alright. Nice try, Sneeve. Alright, so straight north is that way. Now, I fought any other bosses last night? We fought the Fury. Just ignore me, doggos. Shit. Oh, everyone has seen me. A sewer waterfall. You again.
I've been waiting for this. Nobody interfere.
Are you sure that's the right size?
This is where it ends.
Dude!
Snake!
It is blindingly bright out here. Twilight Princess vision. Yo, we're on fire. Oh, the scan line. Oh, that ought to put it out.
So sad. A host of sorrows. And you are one of them. I am the sorrow. Like you, I too am filled with sadness. This world is one of sadness. Battle brings death. Death brings sorrow. The living.
This guy looks like a Pokemon Coliseum character.
Their voices may fall upon deaf ears, but make no
That too, he also looks like a dad.
The dead are not silent. Now you will know the sorrow of those whose lives you have ended.
Well, look at that. We won. His health bar is already empty.
Death is tragic, but life is miserable. That is why you were summoned here.
Spooky skull.
Exist inside you. Feel the sorrow.
That guy got eaten by a bird, I guess. Ow! Hey, there's the pain. Look at him go. I'm coming. I wanted to say hi to my buddy the Pain.
Go seek your revenge.
Good. Ow. Hey, there's the fear. Being his weird self. I'm gonna get you with this one. Ow. The end. He's taking a nap. We haven't really killed that many. Aside from those who I had, like, accidentally shot in the head, assuming I had the, tranquilizer gun. I'm assuming that's what happened to this gentleman over here. Hey, Fury. You're positively glowing. I've noticed. I've got enough health to spare. Oh. Shouts to spoilers.
Boss, you have to shoot me.
I can't.
Shoot me. You want to finish your mission, don't you? Then you'll have to shoot me. The spirit of the warrior will always be with you. Don't be sad. We'll meet again someday.
Hang on, that's my good eye. Gross. Hello.
Snake, are you all right? That was a close call.
What the hell happened?
Don't worry.
You were halfway drowned at the bottom of the river. Almost crossed over to the other side.
Other side. So that really was.
Something on your mind, Snake?
Major, was there a man in the Cobra unit called the Sorrow?
Yes, I've heard of him. He was an uncanny soldier who fought alongside the boss.
What kind of man was he?
The Sorrow was a man with, well, special powers. He had ESP, which was the subject of extensive research in the Soviet Union at the time. He was especially gifted as a medium.
A medium?
Someone who can communicate with
That
the
seemed
spirit
pretty
world
large
and
to me.
evoke the spirits of the dead. In other words, he could talk to ghosts. They say he could find out what was going on in a battle by talking to dead soldiers.
What about him and the boss? What was the story between them?
I don't know the details. Why don't we ask Sigurd?
Yo, I finished checking up on this Sorrow guy a while ago. Thought you guys already knew, though.
Knew what?
That he's dead. He's been dead for 2 years now.
Died 2 years ago?
At Selino Yarsk. You know, those cliffs you were at.
What the hell is that
Boss is
sound?
the one who did him in.
The boss?
Yep. 2 years ago, the boss was sent by the CIA on a secret mission to Selino Yarsk. That's when she met the Sorrow, who'd gone back to the Soviet Union after the Cobras broke up at the end of the war. Except this time they were enemies.
And then what?
The boss killed the Sorrow herself and accomplished her mission. At least, that's what the records say.
So, he was never there in the first place. He just couldn't let go of the boss.
You okay, Snake?
Yeah, I'm fine. It looks like it's not time for me to die yet.
I sure hope not. Otherwise, the whole mission is shot. We're counting on you, pal.
Roger
Don't
that.
cause nuclear war.
Eva?
Achievement.
Snake, you didn't call. I was worried. Are you all right?
Yeah. I took a pretty freaky detour.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Forget it.
Bit of a mood
Let's
wrecker.
just say I'm back.
Good. How did you escape from the sewers?
I jumped into the river.
From all the way up there? You're out of control.
Yeah, I got carried away by the current and almost drowned.
Great. That's perfect.
What do you mean that's perfect?
I mean, if you ended up in the river, then I know a good spot nearby. Let's meet up there.
Where is it?
Keep going upstream until you get to a waterfall.
A waterfall, huh?
Right. Behind that waterfall, there's a cave.
There's always a
We'll meet
cave.
in there.
The cave behind the waterfall upstream. Got it.
See you there.
True, he probably was fucking whacked out. Oh, we're in caution. Alright, let's see. Life medicine. Froggy. This dude's gonna see me.
What? Who's that? Who's that?
Hey, buddy. Did you instantly drown? My man, you gotta work on your swimming skills. One solid deck is all it takes to kill you. It's possible he might have immediately drowned. Don't worry about it. Back to the river, come on. Round 2, you didn't learn your lesson. Scooby-Doo bat sound effect. Ramen noodles.
Nice to meet you, Snake. I'm Tatiana. Here's your equipment.
Eva, you could use a towel.
So could you.
It's a good moment. It doesn't dwell on it too long. And you know, if you're a good friend, it ends early. Nom, nom, nom. Press RB and just you see the full view is just snakes eating.
Want some?
No thanks.
Don't
Leg
like
view.
snakes.
Not for dinner.
Didn't you have to eat them at the KGB?
In my training, we always got the good stuff. French, Italian, that kind of thing.
A regular Mata Hari.
The least you could do is call me Cynthia.
Tell me something. How does it feel to spy on your own country?
I can't say it feels good, but it's my job.
Can't even eat a snake during a mission, huh?
I wouldn't mind eating you.
Lore? Oh, the other kind.
When this mission's over, you'll have to treat me to a nice dinner.
What do you want to eat?
Let's see. How about sushi?
Sushi?
It's Japanese. I hear it's all the rage right now.
Like ramen noodles.
Supposedly it's made from raw fish.
Raw fish. Just the place for my survival techniques.
I figured Snake would fucking want anything but. Atlas. VOD mute again.
Snake? Thank you, Snake. I'll be your eyes from now on.
Sucker.
A little forthcoming there, Sneeve.
Thank you, Snake.
Well, I guess you just have to be prepared to die.
Don't worry about it.
Are you all right?
It's not like I can't see. I've got one good eye and can still fire a gun.
Really? Good. Snake, come here for a minute.
I'm right here.
There's something in here. It's so hard.
Oh. When did it get like that?
Hold still. Let me do it.
You know, I've been trained to do this kind of thing myself.
Just relax and let me handle it.
Okay.
I can't believe how small it is.
Yeah, but it gets the job done.
Funny.
Really? Here, lift up your hips.
Like this?
Yeah. How's that?
Pretty good at that.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. Hold steady, I'm not done yet. There, a transmitter.
Is that how they do it in the KGB?
Sometimes. Would you rather I did it American style?
But how'd you know there was a transmitter lodged there? That's some female intuition you've got.
Yeah, it's a big funny. That's square logs. Oh thank God, the trank gun.
Eva, didn't you steal some explosives out of the fortress?
C3, a highly potent explosive from the west.
Conveniently made in
It can
brick
be
form.
molded into any shape, like clay. With just this much, you could blow up the Shagohod and the lab along with it.
Is that right?
Yeah, but there's a trick to using it.
Tell me about it.
You gotta make it into the shape of a duck.
Well, what do you think?
Or a heart. I don't like it. You need to work on it.
The Shagohod's booster unit uses liquid fuel. The fuel tanks are in the main wing of the weapons lab in the hangar housing the Shagohod itself.
So I should blow up the tanks.
That's the basic idea. It should be enough to blow up the entire hangar. There are 4 fuel tanks. In order to destroy the hangar, you'll have to set explosives on each of those tanks.
All 4 of them?
It should be no sweat for you. Besides, the scientists had the day off today.
So the hangar's completely deserted.
Not
good
quite.
Saturn.
They've still got guards posted there.
So what do I do after I set the C3?
The
Probably
bombs run off
leave.
the timer. Once the timer has been set, the countdown will begin. When the timer reaches 0, the bombs will all go off at once.
How long do I have?
20 minutes. Once the Phase 2 trials are finished, I wouldn't be surprised if they kill all the scientists to prevent them from talking. So you've got to act fast.
I'll take care of it.
And we gotta go back in.
Eva, did you get the data on the Shagohod from Sokolov?
Yeah, that's the mission I was given.
By Khrushchev?
Mm-hmm. America doesn't have any use for it, does it? But I haven't forgotten my other mission either. Helping you out. Follow this cave and go up the ladder at the end. You'll come out inside Groznygrad, just southwest of the weapons lab.
Well, that's convenient.
Do you remember when you went to rescue Sokolov?
Yeah.
Remember there was a locked door when you entered the main wing from the second floor of the east wing?
Yeah.
That's the entrance to the Shagohod's hangar.
Alright, so going through that door.
Use this key to open that door.
The door right when I entered the main wing? Got it. What about you?
I'll get things ready for our escape. There's a rail bridge to the north. I'm gonna set a bomb there, so I'm taking half of the C3 with me.
Right. I'll set off the weapons lab then. Try not to be in the neighborhood when it happens.
Gotcha.
And watch out for Ocelot. He suspects you're not who you say you are.
Don't worry. The Colonel still trusts me. And I have my ways. There's not a man alive who can resist my charms. Besides you, of course.
I'm just warning you, Eva. That's all.
I know. Okay, let's go.
You seem like you were born on one of those.
If I didn't ride every day, I couldn't go on living.
How?
When I'm riding, the wind hits me so hard that it hurts. That pain keeps my mind off the pain of having to be someone else. It's not easy always fooling myself like this. It's only when I'm on the bike that I'm free to be the real me. I only get off my bike when I fall in love or fall dead.
What's your name?
Tatiana.
No. Your real name.
What's wrong with Tanya?
Okay, Tanya. Don't let anyone see you.
Oh, this? It's a button camera.
What did you do that for?
Insurance. To make sure you don't double-cross me.
You should have brought a towel. Oh, we have to put everything back on, don't we? Let's see, get our thermal goggles back. Let's see. Get our cardboard box back! I guess our night vision and binoculars. Probably don't need the fork too much anymore. We have no ammo for the single action army. Alright, knife. You don't actually have that many tranq bullets. Alright, M63. Stun grenade. Don't really have much use for the chaff grenade, honestly. Suppose we can take it out if someone like tries to call on the radio. And we'll need our C3. We're a little heavy. Oh, how nice of them. Alright. And they give you your guns right here again. A little heavy, yeah. Yeah, get the mushroom. Whew. Oh, we got a new box. Well, we gotta put that on. Up we go. We still going. That was a good ass shot on that ladder. Oh, it's bright. Good morning. They cut the ladder. Oh, there goes our way back out. Well, I mean, the ladder was, like, way earlier. I'm thinking this is a different funny ladder. Oh, there's 3 dudes over there. Let's put on some proper attire, shall we? Oh. Alright, so we gotta come in from the other side. What a fear in my... Yeah, the right side of the screen is darkened, because I don't have an eye. I'm down one. That dude just doesn't care. It also looks like what's it called? Yeah, we have Splinter in the corner. The image resolution gets worse and you go in first person. I'm guessing that's to simulate the lack of depth perception. That or I'm just seeing things. That or I just have bad eyes. Which is a definite possibility. What? Oh, do I need the key? Maybe it's a different key? I don't know if all of our food's spoiled, but probably. Let's check. Oh, they just took all of it? Stinky man. Hello, George. Who's going ham?
No.
Alright, so none of these keys work. That's great.
Who's there?
Dick. Yeah, I just fucking annihilated that man. I don't know what the hell happened to him. Fucker's out.
Snake, I see you've managed to sneak into the hangar.
Yeah, the Shagohod's in here.
The completed Phase 2 Shagohod represents a grave threat to the West. We can't allow it to be mass-produced. You've got to destroy it.
Eva's got the data on the Shagohod. Do you think that's safe?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say it's safe, but Khrushchev is a shrewd leader. Can't imagine he'd use it for anything other than deterrence. Volgin, however, is a different story. He's planning to use the Shagohod to turn the Cold War into a blazing hot one. We can't let him have it.
Agreed.
That leaves just one more mission for you to carry out.
The boss.
Exactly. For now, just focus on destroying the Shagohod.
Yes, sir.
I'll let Sigint fill you in on how to destroy it.
Oh, thank you, Noah.
Yo, like Eva was saying, if you're looking to blow the whole place sky high, the best way is to take out those liquid fuel tanks with the C3. You know there's 4 tanks in there, right? You have to put C3 on all 4 of them. To plan a C3 charge,
Ooh.
all you gotta do is equip the C3 and press the weapon button while standing in front of a tank.
Just like TNT.
But make sure you don't plant it in the wrong place. You barely got enough C3 as it is, right?
Good point. I'll make sure not to plant it anywhere else.
Good, man. And be careful. Liquid fuel has a nasty habit of going off at the slightest shock. So don't go using any heavy firepower near the tanks unless you're aiming to get yourself barbecued.
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright, so don't
The
explode.
C3 charges all have to go off at once if you want to bring down the hangar in one fell swoop. So if I were you, I'd wait until after you plant the last charge to start the timer mechanism.
All right. I'll make sure I finish planting all 4 charges before I start the timer.
Once the timer's set, you've got 20 minutes until it explodes, right? So make sure you get your ass out of that place by then. I think that's about all I've got. The rest is up to you. Good luck, pal.
We're counting on you, Snake.
Why can't I go over there? It looks like there's no way back down. What? Fucking revolver bullet if I want to destroy someone. Got him. Does that count as on the fuel tank? Or in front of the fuel tank? Say again?
Got some C3, I see. C3 is a type of plastic explosive developed in the West for special operations use following World War II. It's composed of 77% RDX and 23% moldable plastic. Like Eva was saying, you can mold it into different shapes like clay. C3 is less volatile than TNT, so a little heat or shock won't be enough to set it off. It's extremely easy to handle and highly effective. Looks like Eva set up the detonators with a special timer mechanism.
Yeah, She made it so that when the timer hits 0, all 4 charges will detonate at the same time.
Did she now? Then you better wait until you plant all 4 charges on the liquid fuel tanks before you start the timer. And remember, you only have enough C3 to do the job. Don't go sticking that stuff anywhere but the liquid fuel tanks in the hangar. Got it?
Got it.
To plant a C3 charge on a tank, equip the C3 and press the weapon button when you're next to the tank. Make sure they're well placed.
Well, I hope it's well placed.
Snake?
Eva.
I finished planting the bomb on the rail bridge. If we get rid of the bridge, the enemy won't be able to follow us. That should at least buy us some time. I've also set up the escape route. How are things going on your end?
I just finished planting the 2nd charge. Give me a little more time.
Okay. I'll be waiting for you at the bridge.
Eva, where's the bridge? There we go. Camera shifts up and he's already wasted all 20 minutes doing that.
Got you this time.
Makes a dreidel.
Major, I finished planting the C3. I'm on my way out now.
Hurry, Snake. Is Eva taking care of the escape route?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
She can handle it.
All right then, well hurry up and get out of there.
Snake!
Shit. No, my favorite.
Why'd you come back?
Oh, 13 minutes left. Hey, you. Stop clawing the chair. George.
This woman was found snooping around my underground vault. When she was captured, look what we found on her. The Philosopher's Legacy.
That's the Philosopher's Legacy?
This microfilm contains all the information regarding the legacy.
I'm trying to leave, man.
This film itself is the Philosopher's Legacy.
It was the smell that gave her away. No, not the perfume. It was gasoline. Motorcycle gasoline. She reeked of it.
Gross.
To think that lovely Tatiana was a spy. We found this radio along with her too. Such a fine woman she was.
Yeah, Ocelot does just like sniffing people. I hope he grows out of that habit.
It almost pains me to have to kill her. Yes, she was an obedient one. She was my precious little pet. Ah! Isn't that right? What was that? Do you have something to say to me?
Go to hell.
You dirty whore. I've had enough kisses from you. I should have known. Sokolov wasn't man enough to have a lover like that. Just like the KGB to send something so beautiful, yet so deadly.
What is the Philosopher's Legacy?
Very well.
He explained it to you earlier.
Explain it before I kill you.
Why not? We're all about to explode.
During the last Great War, the most powerful men in America,
It's
China,
Lula.
and the Soviet Union had a secret pact. The pact was a blueprint for defeating the Axis powers and creating a new world order. To secure victory in the war, the three countries pooled their resources to conduct the most covert types of operations and research.
Hey, George.
The atomic bomb, rocket technology, the Cobra unit. And they amassed an enormous sum of money to fund these projects. Enough to fight the war 5 times over. That wealth is the Philosopher's Legacy. After the war was won, the three countries were to divide the Philosopher's Legacy amongst themselves. This explains why the United States and the Soviet Union were able to steal away the best scientific minds in Germany as soon as the war ended. But our great motherland has far surpassed its
Who is that
pathetic rivals. We possess enormous wealth, the most advanced technology, and overwhelming power, assets fitting of our great country. My father was one of the men in charge of managing the Philosopher's Legacy. In the confusion that ensued after the war ended, he devised a series of ingenious plots to ensure that the Soviet Union would have total control over the legacy.
We have vodka.
Money was divided up, laundered through banks all over the world. Switzerland, Australia, and Hong Kong.
You're pretty...
This
Thank you.
microfilm contains a record of all those transactions. After my father's death, I learned of this secret and obtained the microfilm. With this money and the support of Brezhnev and his allies, I built this fortress of Groznygrad and Granin's research facility. But that worthless fool Granin failed to produce results. I was forced to turn to Khrushchev's dog Sokolov and his invention, the Shagohod. My position in GRU made it too troublesome to attack Sokolov's facility directly. But the spy network established by the secret pact still existed. I used it to contact the boss and suggested that she defect.
Spider.
The boss was conniving enough to see things my way. The world was once one, but the conflict between the philosophers has torn it in two. We will use the legacy to heal that
The end
rift,
looks like Karl
make
Marx.
the world whole again.
Karl Marxman.
To do this, we need strength, an unstoppable trump card with enough power to bring order to the world. That trump card was to be the Shagohod and the Cobra unit.
Well, one of them's gone. And the other one's got about 6 minutes.
I have lost the Cobras, but I still have the Shagohod and the legacy. There is nothing America can do to stop us. Boss, take this someplace safe. Take good care of it.
He wouldn't have come waltzing back in here unless he had a reason. The C3's been stolen. He must be planning some sort of sabotage. I'll go see if there are any surprises waiting for us. I'll dispose of her as well.
Is her suit made from, like, aluminum foil?
Leave everything to me.
It does look neat.
Fight like a warrior, Volgin.
But of course.
Let me face him. I've been waiting for this moment. Time to get even.
You really gonna waste our limited time doing this, Ocelot?
No more judo, and no more field strips.
Enough of this. He's mine. You will stand right there and watch. Got it?
Please,
But then I
Colonel,
wanted to.
let me...
Silence!
Man.
Huh?
Lost a lot.
Sorry for the delay. Let's get started, shall we?
Down we go. I guess just me.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime battle. Let's make it a good one.
Just push the button. Oh my god.
It's just you and me now. And I'm gonna enjoy this. Snake!
My stuff! Although I'm probably not going to need the silencer for this one.
You're mine, son of the boss!
Shit. Die? Damn. Ow.
Give it up!
I think we can take the C3 off. That was easy.
Shoot him!
I don't wanna.
Do you hear me? I said shoot him!
Sorry, Colonel. I'm afraid I can't do that.
What do you mean you can't?
I made a promise to the boss.
Silence! I am your commanding officer. Are you questioning my authority?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Y'all, we have like 1 minute before this whole place explodes.
Fight like a man, Volgin.
Vol'jin? Ocelot! Find those bombs! Move it!
Huh.
Ready for some more, Snake?
Round 2, baby. Let's do this.
Time to die!
Didn't hurt. I'm in pain. Bish.
Snake, watch out for Vol'gin's electric shock attacks. If you're shocked while equipping a gun, the bullets inside the magazine will ignite and the gun will explode. But he should be vulnerable just after launching a series of shock attacks. Avoid the attacks and either shoot him from his blind side or engage him directly with punches or CQC. And don't forget that the timer is still ticking on the C3 detonators. When it reaches 0, it's all over. You've got to finish him off before then.
Sneak. Oh, okay. That was a very funny end to the fight, I gotta say. Oh. Yeah, as it turns out, the key was blow him up. I'm working on it. It's no use.
Faster! This way!
Is the sun going supernova outside?
Everybody run! I'm out of here! Let's get out of here quick! Hurry! Oh! We're all gonna die! Hurry up!
Where's the Wilhelm screen? Why'd all those goobers take so long to evacuate? They were all in the John. What did that dude have, like, Omega jaw?
Step on it!
Don't give up! Get moving!
Eva, how did you?
The boss let me go.
Hit the brakes!
The boss? Why?
I'll tell you later. Right now, we've got to get to the lake and escape.
We can't leave yet. I've still got one last job to do.
The boss is already at the lake.
Huh?
She's at the lake. She's waiting for you there.
In your
Waiting
special
for
place.
me.
No, we gotta go.
Something I wouldn't have to tell you. I don't want you to fight her. But I've come to realize that there's a special relationship between you two. Something I can't understand. Something that goes beyond
Good night,
a man
Jerry.
and a woman. I envy you. Really, I do. But I guess I just can't understand it. She asked me to tell you something. I've never seen someone with such clear eyes. There. I said it. Ready to go?
Yeah.
That's not good.
It's not over yet! There is no escape!
We failed!
Not good.
Hold on tight!
Loading. Take this! Well, I have infinite ammo on everything.
Snake! Up there!
There they are!
Watch out! Up ahead!
Right.
Use my war crime grenades.
Look up ahead!
Hang on, Eva, I'm on fire.
Don't let them get away!
Let's change out our inventory here. There we go. Something tells me we're not going to be using the knife for a moment. Wow!
I can't shake him.
The RPG can't put a dent in that armor.
Let's head for the rail bridge.
Bridge. I thought you rigged it with C3.
I did. We'll lure him onto the bridge.
Blow him up along with it. Good plan.
The bridge is on the other side of the runway. We'll have to cut through the middle of the base. You ready?
Step on it. If he catches up to us, we're
Step
done.
on the gas. Get out of here, Ocelot.
Okay, here we go.
Man, you suck at aiming. My gun. Calm down there, game. Alright, round two.
Don't let them get away!
Die.
There they are!
Keep it up. Oh, just shooting you. Hey, we're on the runway. Man, really? A high knee? It's more a crawling attack. Oh no, doing this. Notice we didn't have to deal with the helicopter this time. The plane. Ocelot, what are you doing?
I've got a surprise for you. You won't be getting away this time.
Son of a bitch!
I have infinite of it.
Open heart didn't feel a thing. Not what you
wasting your ammo! Fire! Die! That all you can manage? You're wasting your ammo!
Yeah, this is a long sequence.
Burning hell!
Hey, we're on the bridge. Bonk. Bridge.
Snake, we've only got one chance. We'll lure him over towards the other side. When the Shagohod is on the bridge, shoot the explosives. The bomb is planted on the strut of the bridge. Let's go.
Here it comes.
I planted one seed recharge. The Shagohod's not here yet. Let it come closer. It's still too early. The Shagohod's not here yet. Let it come closer. It's still too early. The Shagohod's not here yet. It's here!
We did it. You have to wait. The Shagohod's not even here. Metal 3. No! How many revolvers has he lost? A lot.
We did it!
It's over.
We did it!
Look!
Shit.
take care of the driving.
Yeah?
As opposed
I
to
trust
the
you.
other times?
On one condition, though. Leave the fighting to me.
You got it. I was getting tired of running away anyway.
Eva, let's do it.
For luck.
Get out my rocket launcher.
Here goes.
Goodness.
What have you done? Die! Damn! That all you can manage? Didn't feel a thing? It can't be!
This can't be.
Open fire! What have you done?
You want to speed up there, champ?
A trick! What?
I can't. He's got iframes. Ah!
It can't be!
Time to really explode.
Did we beat him?
No, there's probably at least 5 more phases. My man, how are you still going?
Get off!
What?
I'm gonna lure it back here.
You're gonna use yourself as bait? Are you insane?
I'm used to this guy. I know how to handle him. Come on, you blockhead!
Hello, Randy. My man is lassoing Shacklehead like a horse. Wrong eye. Snake, no. probably get the gun bullets out of my body. I'm burned. Moo.
Burn in hell! Fire!
Fine, how about this one?
That all you can manage? You're wasting your ammo! Damn it. Open fire!
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna CQC this guy. Hey, it's raining.
Fire! That all you can manage? Burn in hell!
Pain.
Burn in hell!
Pain and hurt.
It can't be! Didn't feel a thing! I'll grind you into dust! Damn it! Open! You're wasting your ammo!
Now, I swear, this dude is invincible for like an hour.
Open fire!
In Free Willy 3, The Adventure 6. What? Repeat that one again, Vulcan.
Why is this happening?
Eva? I can take advantage.
I'll grind you into dust!
Oh, got him in the thigh. That's his weak point. Don't you know? Shagadelic, baby.
Snake! Who's afraid of a little thunder?
You got a little sun on your face there, buddy.
Fried by a bolt of lightning. A fitting end. It's finally over.
No more Vulcan. Get some fireworks going here. Oh god, flying dudes.
No time for this now. The escape craft is just up ahead. Let's get going.
And then we have another, like, 15-minute driving sequence. Okay, I was joking before, but, you know, sure. Here they come! Don't let him get away. You know, this is an amazing sequence. I wonder what it looks like on 3DS.
Over there!
Actually, a fun fact about the 3DS version that I learned. since in first person you have like the dark side of the screen, if you have the 3D on, after Snakes loses his eye, it doesn't work anymore.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, there's a 3DS port of this game. Your guess is as good as mine as to why? I'm not sure why, honestly. It's like the strangest system to put it on. What? I'm trying. I don't see you taking any while. Frog. Whee!
What do you think of that? Not bad.
Zalzyorch West. West.
Looks like they finally gave up.
Don't start celebrating yet. We're leaking fuel.
Shit.
Damn it. Tank shot up. Crap.
Ow. No, the bike.
Eva!
They're fine.
I'm over here. Snake. How's it look?
Not great.
Pretty bad.
Not a sensitive bone in your body.
Eva,
What about you, Snake?
I'm fine.
That's good to hear.
We have to get away from here, Eva. Let's go.
Leave me.
Eva!
The boss is waiting for you. You have to go. Give me a gun.
No, we're getting out of here.
We're still far away from the lake. I'll never make it.
I patched up worse.
I can't believe this.
Uh-huh.
I never thought I'd see you act this weak.
What do you mean?
Listen to me, Eva. We're doing this together.
No, you...
Eva, I need you.
Eva, I got nuked. I think you'll be fine.
Say that one more time.
I need you. I can't fly the wig by myself.
All right, then. I guess I'd better help you out. You're lucky to have me.
Well, I guess you just have to be prepared to die.
Paramedic, how do I do this?
Snake, can you hear me?
Paramedic, thank God. Eva's been seriously hurt.
So have you.
Luckily, I think her organs are all intact, but...
Calm down, Snake.
Calm down.
You'll both be fine as long as you get the proper emergency treatment. But you're the only one who can do this. Understand? So you've got to calm down.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now let's open up the survival viewer and treat the injury. Do you have supplies with you?
I'm running kind of short.
Then by switching the survival viewer over to Eva, you can treat her wounds too. Now get to work. Oh, and Snake, I'm pretty sure you know this already, but if you don't have enough supplies for the both of you, your wounds come first.
Huh?
Do you get my meaning, Snake? You've still got a mission to complete.
Yeah, I know what I have to do.
Snake?
Like this.
Time for surgery. How you doing?
Can you walk?
Yeah, I think so.
You did it. Demonetize the COVID-19 by Mitch. That YouTube sucks. Take a sippy.
Here. It's different from the Mauser. When you're using a two-hand grip, you have to be careful where you put your hands or your fingers will get burned by the exhaust gas from the cylinder gap.
Snake, are you alright?
No.
I've been better.
What about Eva?
I healed her up. She can manage.
Good.
Snake, you'll take the lead and break through the enemy's line of defense. Eva will ordinarily be following behind you. If you lie on your belly, she'll lie down as well. If you slip and fall off a cliff, she'll follow right behind. You can call out to Eva by pressing the action button. Head to the lake along with Eva.
Fucking pile of shit here, damn. Well, first things first. No, I want to cure. Because I'm dying. I had a broken rib, damn. Whoops. Let's rearrange our inventory here. We're probably not going to need too much of this heavy weaponry. Don't want to need the war crime grenade right now. Yeah, I need the fork. Just heal yourself. I have never used the motion detector. I have no idea how it works. That's true, Snake really does got some medical skills. Oh, I need to change my camo. I'm in, like, the building mode. Spirit? What does that do? I know all of the funny ones have side effects. I don't know what Spirit does, though. spirit makes us audibly quiet. Oh, okay. Here, have a snack.
This tastes like crap.
Yeah? Snake H. Snake. Ugh. Bunch of dudes. What are they even doing here anymore? Maybe they didn't hear the building explode. Usually when that happens, I think it means, like, I'm not getting paid anymore. Where are they? Oh. Fine if you want to do it. Could you make a little more noise, Eva? How many dudes y'all need? Man. I'm out here trying to be like non-lethal, and then Eva just goes like, fuck it, revolver. Take a sippy. Come on. Come on. I think that's literally every guard in the game, Eva. Oh, did we walk back the way we came? Okay. Take a sippy. And then again. mean, fucking, she ain't. I got no problem starting to no-scope people. Can you get to move on? Have a snack. I'm fucking about to drag her all the way there. Here, eat this.
Can I have seconds?
Man, Evo's, the Sorrow area is gonna be fucking horrible. I say that as if she has to, like, go through that also. You know, I think we took out every guard within a 5-mile radius. I think we're fine to just, you know, keep moving. Never mind, there's one in the background. Where the hell are we going? Oh, the other way.
Snake, the lake is just over that cliff. Eva should be able to climb it if you help her. Keep her close to you.
Okay. Yeah, take the long way around the log. The log way around. Feels good on my stab wound. Alright, round 2, baby.
Your object of the day is to find
Watch out!
parking.
We've got company.
I saw something. I see him.
How many fucking headshots do you take, young man? No. Hang on, Eva. I'm being shot. Oh! I'm so sorry, my man. Oh, I have another one. Oh, same place. Oops. Eva? What are you doing? Do you need another burger? Alright, I'll get you another sandwich. I didn't mean to eat it, but you know, sure, I could have used a top off anyway.
Well, not bad at all.
I'm glad that doesn't affect your stab wound at all.
No.
Eva! Eva! Please, come here. Come to me, and we'll be up on this ledge. $30 more miles to go.
Really can't move my body.
Apt. Whoa. Where are we?
Come on, Snake.
The lake!
We made it.
We made it.
Over there.
Whoa.
It's the boss, isn't it? I'll go get the wig ready to take off.
Right.
I'll leave you two alone. But come back in one piece, okay?
I'll try to.
Promise me!
Yo, what the?
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. When life ends, it gives off a final lingering aroma. Light is but a farewell gift from the darkness to those on their way to die. I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss, why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again. The world used to be whole. But with the end of the Second World War, the philosophers began to fight amongst themselves, and the world was torn apart. The Cobras, my comrades who trained and fought alongside me, were torn apart as well. The foibles of politics and the march of time can turn friends into enemies just as easily as the wind changes. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yesterday's ally becomes today's opposition. And this Cold War? Think back. When I was leading the Cobras, America and Russia were fighting together. Now, consider whether America and Russia will still be enemies in the 21st century.
Well...
Somehow I doubt it.
About that.
Enemies change along with the times, the flow of the ages, and we soldiers are forced to play along. I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt friends. So then what is an enemy? Is there such a thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been. And the reason is
Not
that
true.
our
I hate
enemies
this
are
guy,
human
Gary.
beings like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. I will devote my skills to that purpose. And with the Colonel's money, I will achieve that end. Just as I once created the Cobras. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family. It was November 1st, 1951. I was in the Nevada desert participating in atomic testing. The name Nevada is derived from Spanish. Covered in snow, white as snow. And snow is exactly what I saw in that Nevada desert. It froze my blood white. Snake, you were an atomic test subject, weren't you? On Bikini Atoll. That's part of the reason I was drawn to you. You and I are alike. We're both slowly being eaten away by the karma of others. We'll never have the chance to die peacefully of old age. We have no tomorrow. But we can still have hope for the future. In 1960, I saw a vision of the ideal future from space. 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had succeeded in launching Sputnik, the first man-made satellite in history, into orbit. This came as a huge shock to the United States. In response, America threw everything it had into its own manned spaceflight project, the Mercury program. Even as the Soviets seemed poised to send their first man into space, America was still experimenting with chimpanzees and rockets. The government wanted human data. So they secretly decided to send a human being into space. I was the one they chose. At the time, they didn't have the technology to block out cosmic rays, and whoever they sent up would inevitably be exposed to heavy radiation. That's why they chose me. After all, I'd already been irradiated once. Of course, you won't find any of this in the history books. I could see the planet as it appeared from space. That's when it finally hit me. Space exploration is nothing but another game in the power struggle between the US and the USSR. Politics, economics, the arms race, they're all just arenas for meaningless competition. I'm sure you can see that, but the Earth itself has no boundaries. No East, no West, no Cold War. And the irony of it is, the United States and the Soviet Union are spending billions on their space programs and the missile race, only to arrive at the same conclusion. In the 21st century, everyone will be able to see that we are all just inhabitants of a little celestial body called Earth. A world without communism or capitalism, that is the world I wanted to see. But reality continued to betray me. In 1961, I was sent to Cuba, to Bahia de Cochinos. It was part of a CIA-sponsored invasion under the guise of taking Cuban exiles back to their country. But the US government betrayed them. Our weak-kneed president held back their air support. Defenseless, the exiles were annihilated by the Cuban army. All I could do was watch in silence. I was set up by the very country I'd sacrificed so much for, by the very government I dedicated my life to defending. I was driven from the surface world, and I went underground. Then, 2 years ago, I faced the Sorrow, my old comrade in battle. He was my friend. But one of us had to die. I was left with no choice. The Sorrow gave his life for me. There is no enmity between us. One must live, and one must die. That was the mission. The ones who gave me that mission were the philosophers. Early in the 20th century, the true holders of power in the United States, the Republic of China, and the newly formed Soviet Union gathered together in a secret meeting that would later be known as the Wiseman's Committee. The secret pact they formed there marked the beginning of the philosophers. But the last of the original members died in the 1930s. After that, the organization began to run out of control, and the Wiseman's Committee degenerated into a mere shell of its former self. The philosophers of today have no sense of good or evil. Their influence extends to countries and organizations involved in every aspect of every war. They have become war itself. That's how they operate. The sacrifices of war cause a shift in the times. This shift leads to renewed conflict, and in turn triggers the next war. Like a nuclear chain reaction, each conflict sparks countless others, forming an endless spiral that will continue on for eternity. Do you understand what I'm saying, Snake? By consuming me and you, the philosophers intend to keep that cycle going forever. It was my father who explained all of this to me. He was one of them. You see, I am the last remaining child of the philosophers. But after he revealed the truth, my father was killed by that same shapeless, formless organization. And my father isn't the only thing the philosophers have taken from me. In June of 1944, the Cobras and I took part in the landing at Normandy. We'd been given a top-secret mission to locate and destroy enemy V-2 rocket installations. I was pregnant at the time. The Sorrow was the father. I gave birth on the field of battle. A beautiful baby boy. But my child was snatched away from me by the philosophers. Look at this scar. This is proof that I was once a mother. I gave up my body and my child for my country.
It was foretold.
There is
by
nothing left
Chiron.
inside me now. Nothing at all. No hatred, not even regret. And yet sometimes at night, I can still feel the pain creeping up inside me, slithering through my body like a snake. I've never talked this much about myself before. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me. I feel content. Snake, commence the operation. I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life, by your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on the fight. It is our destiny. The one who survives will inherit the title of boss. And the one who inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle. I'll give you 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, MiGs will come and bomb the hell out of this place. If you can beat me in less than 10 minutes, you'll be able to escape in time. Let's make this the greatest 10 minutes of our lives, Jack.
Boss.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. Face me.
I don't wanna.
Let's see what you're made of. Brace yourself.
Fat boss. Literal big boss.
Nice. Pathetic. You'd better run. Get ready. Run quick. You've gotten stronger. Here I come. Is that move or you're dead? There it is. Heads up, Snake. Brace yourself. Move or you're dead. Found.
Achievement unlocked. Sorry for not saying much.
Take this. Keep it safe. It's our only hope.
Patriot. Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. There's only room for one boss and one Snake.
Huh? Damn.
Ready to go, Snake? Are you okay? Snake?
Yeah.
I told you you could trust me.
Damn it.
Snake!
What do you want now?
Ocelot! We're not done yet!
Try to kill the moon there, buddy.
Damn!
No, my stuff.
Too heavy!
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Angry.
Not good!
I picked up a few new moves. Huh. It doesn't feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it.
Eva!
What do you say to one last showdown?
Yeah, all right.
Kiss. Featuring Nagito from Danganronpa series.
What's your name?
Snake.
No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an ocelot. We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours?
John.
Very well, John. Plain name. But I won't forget it.
John Metal Gear.
Come on!
I hope I picked the right one. You know, we really don't have the space to do this. Hey, I picked right. You shot me, fucker. Oh.
It's a blank.
Oh, damn. Give me a hug, man.
That was fun. Till we meet again, John.
Yeah. Ah! How the hell did he roll along the water surface?
Give me a hand!
Yeah, that was a little very unheterosexual. That's good.
Come on, pull up! We made it.
Yeah, we sure did.
I didn't mention that whole time. That horse is fucked up looking. Oh, fuck.
Oh no, Migs! There's no way out! What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now.
Migs,
Those things
what's
got
that
to be
doing?
armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on.
Locked on target. I got towed.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Bulk 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Bulk 19, return to base immediately. Do you read me? This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Bulk 19, do you copy? Understood. Aborting mission. RTB.
Look! The MiGs are turning back! Woo!
Whoa! Wait, we need to fly the plane.
Well done, Snake.
The MiGs disengaged.
Most likely under orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you. It should be smooth sailing all the way to Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
To meet me?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
Kept you waiting, huh? $11:31:09. Extra 2,000. Thank you. Thank you.
So what are you going to do now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
I can't go back. I've left America behind me.
But you saved this country.
I didn't do it alone.
And I still owe you a dinner.
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation?
Sushi when?
Or a proposal? I don't take orders from anyone now.
No, the wine! Oh, that stain's never coming out. Oh, that stayed in the glass. Pod mute?
Open your heart and smile for me. You're not the only one afraid to fall in love.
Bam? Are we banned? Hang on, I gotta take this. Snake, try to remember the basics of sex. And then the president walks in. Go to your survival menu and select Kiss. Oh god, she dissolved.
Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, Snake. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA.
I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General HQ 2nd Department of the People's Liberation Army. It was all a lie. I tricked you. And I'm sorry.
Man, she's just rubbing it in with that one.
The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgin was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The 2 NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men. The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgin, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy, too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong easing, hydrogen bomb, and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help. I, too, am one of the philosophers. I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgin couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake. She wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
Bye. God, Naked Snake has some amazing expressions.
Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice. Because that was her duty.
Fake Lyndon B. Johnson? He looks like the drunk Russian guy.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss.
Man, what the fuck? It's with a G!
You are a true patriot.
I don't blame him. And Sigint is here. And our other friends from the radio. I don't give my handshakes to senators.
You know, we could use an infiltration unit like Fox in the army. Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the US government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it. Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive. And she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
The Patriots. Oh no. Lolly Lulelo. Now it's time to hope that the game doesn't crash during the credits, because apparently this collection has a problem with that. Josh Keaton? Paul Collins is next. Good night, Laser Ninja. And thank you for watching. Pepper Zero and Magic Tom. Let's hope this one isn't the VOD view.
I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer.
That radio scripter did like 9 billion hours of work. So, thoughts. I liked the new camera. I know that wasn't part of the original game, but I liked it. It did kind of break it sometimes, because, you know, it wasn't in the original game. But still. It would have... It was a big help, considering there was no radar. And I kind of get a dependence on that if the game gives me it. I don't think any of the other ones after this have a radar either. I may be wrong. I don't remember if 5 had it. It's been so long since I played 5. Very interesting, yeah. Very brown game. I mentioned it earlier. It looks like Twilight Princess. That's not knocking it, but it does. It has the same color grading throughout like the whole game. Although this one came first. I think Twilight Princess was 2007. 3DS version streamlined. Actually, on that note, the 3DS version actually has different color grading. It's a lot more brighter colors instead of like the browns. And the weird, like, glowy, tan, beige. Oh, credits are rocking out. Yeah, you can't see on handhelds. It was a game for, like, original. It was a launch title, so you had to see it on the old 3DS's tiny little screen. I think the 3DS version supports the weird, like, second joystick add-on. I don't know if that in turn means that it supports the C-stick. Or the C-nub. If you're playing on, like, a new 3DS. I don't know anyone who had the second, like, joystick for 3DS. There's the people who did the original games, like, porting. Who we played like 5 seconds of. Snake, turn off the 360 now. IDW did the Metal Gear Solid comic? Hey, there's Scott Dolph. Always have to mention Godzilla's original creators, because they are horrible about copyright references. Now I have to license to them because I mentioned them in the stream. There's Calorie Mate. Otacon is a registered trademark of Otacorp. Why is Helvetica trademarked? Why are fonts trademarked? Yeah, I know it was used for Resident Evil Revelations. What? What were some other games it was used for? I'm just talking about the 3DS add-on now. I need to talk about things about this game. There were frog statues. That's really good. For a good, like, half of it, I managed not to kill everybody. And then the second half, that kind of changed. Is this the song they got sued over? MetalGearSolid.com. What else is there? Getting food in the game is like weirdly a non-issue. Like, you have to do it. But I guess on higher difficulty you need to do it more. Maybe someday I'll come back.
Yes, Grozny Grad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed. Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands. With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy.
What layer is Double Agent? What level
Yes,
of Double
weapon
Agent
has
is
been
Ocelot
reduced to
on?
ashes.
He is on like the 5th level.
That's right.
He is like the
Grozny Grad has
septuple
been
agent.
obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system.
Oh my god.
Perhaps it might just come in handy someday. Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them. I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam.
Wow!
Of course, I am always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
I like that very crusty Jaguar image there. Special item not used. Oh, that's for like new game plus. Well, I spent almost exactly 12 hours on this when this game came out. I think the original was like 2004, wasn't it? Yeah, we've had 23 meals, 20 kinds of plants and animals, 7 life medicines, though those were only at the end. 1 continue. Is that from the Sorrow fight? Or maybe I died somewhere else and I just forgot. "14 saves. Humans killed 89 people. Yeah, I gave up at the end. Seriously injured 39 times. Total damage 10 life bars. I don't know what to press here. Oh my god, it crashed. Okay, no, it didn't. We're fine. It just froze for a while. Oh, there. Oh. See, that's a bit of an upsetting unlock. And a camera. And a green face paint. And a brown face paint. And a national flag's face paint. What a selection. And a tuxedo. DPM and OSCAM desert camo. Well, there's the gay pride camo. Desert's tiger camo. Flecktarn camo. Yeah, let's save. Well, my other save was at the exact halfway point of the game. Yeah, we get it. We get it. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay. Fine. Special! Wait, demo theater? Play the song one last time? That's fine. I've never seen this menu. Oh. We're missing scenes. We're missing the first scene in the game. Halo jump, no camera reflected. Beehive. Beehive. The end dies of old age. Oh. That's if you turn the console off. Reckless boy. You disappoint me, young Snake. I think these are if you lose to him, because he doesn't kill you. Jailguard Johnny's family talk. I would have loved to talk to Johnny, learn about his family. Sweet. I don't think so. Brown. Green. Alright. I have to see the funny. Well, there's a tuxedo. Formal tailcoat. Where's the rainbow one we got? Oh, the special cutscenes aren't in the HD one? Oh, what happened to the funny rainbow? Anyway, that's enough messing around. Well, I hope y'all had a good time watching. Had a good time playing. It was a unique experience. Why is the scene so much darker on the OBS? It's not that dark on the TV, I promise. Anyway, good night. Sleep tight. Love each other. Egg.